Okay, this is one that perhaps a lot of people will relate to, but I'm not sure how good we're going to be at answering it. How can I use Veloviewer to improve my training? What should I be focused on, and what are the key data points that help me monitor my progress?
So I'm not a coach, and I'm just a computer programmer really, and I'm probably one of the worst people for training as well. I don't really train myself, as I don't really have time or the discipline to do it. So. But there are coaches that use Veloviewer, and one thing is on my future plans is to try and have something that can hook people up with coaches within Veloviewer in a more official capacity. So currently, some people, they just share their data, their Veloviewer data, make it publicly available and give the link to their coaches, and then they can look at it. But I'll be looking at having more of a marketplace for coaches at some point in the future. One thing which is quite useful within here that you can look at is your FTP. So now we've got the efforts. If I clear that one out of the way. So what I'll do is I'll put an FTP power. So I've got FTP heart rate and FTP power. So if you're running, you can use your heart rate one, or if you but you got the power here as well. So the FTP power is used for, you can use it using the estimated power from Strava or using a power meter. So so what I'm interested in just remind myself. So if I just say I just want ones which are over 220 watts, so that'll pull those through. I'm in the right one, yeah. And then have when across the bottom here, and then my FTP power across the y-axis there. And then what's the best thing to do for size here? Probably not even bother with a size and color it as having a power meter. So what we have here now is over time is your best FTP efforts. So you can kind of see as you're progressing or not progressing. There's the odd one which potentially is slightly erratic because this is based on your segment data, and this one in particular I know is a bit dodgy for some reason. I'll let that load up on Strava. So here I know that that's a valid one. So 336 was the calculated FTP based on that effort. And there's a few crazy ones that we looked at before, but that's quite an interesting way to look at how you're doing through the year in terms of your bigger efforts on segments. So that's one way to kind of gauge yourself over time.
Absolutely. And another thing I like to do as well is just to use that thing on the front page, which is this is my front page. Just these awards, they're fun to go for as well, just in terms of a pure motivation thing. It's not very, it's not very technical in terms of all that analysis, but it just gives you something different to aim for.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of what most of this summary page is for, is for trying to give as many different types of cyclist runner the motivation to want to do stuff.